Your Majesties, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for always returning. Thank you so much for your show of love. Thank you so much for all that you do for this community to keep growing. Hope you are well in all your ways, Your Majesties, and you're loving yourself and others like always. Those of you in New York, I hope you're well. I hope you are out of danger because we've been seeing the recent happening around that axis. I hope you're keeping well and your families are doing fine. I wish you safety. All right, Your Majesties. Thank you to Emmanuel for the super thanks gifted to the channel. Thank you to Mega Rude Boy for the super thanks gifted to the channel. To all of you, my subscribers, my channel members, my anonymous supporters, you have been all in my prayers. You are always in my prayers. Thank you so much. Today we are going towards Burkina Faso. All right, just an update of what is happening. I believe a lot of you have seen that there have been another attempt on Ibrahim Traore as of 27th of September. The government made it known officially that there was another attempt. You know, we talked about this before now that there was an attempt first, and this is another attempt, making it the second attempted coup against Ibrahim Traore. And you know, I don't know why there should be someone who should be against this guy. I don't know why, because when there is someone who is trying his best for the betterment of yourself, your countrymen, the future of your children, I don't see the reason why you should be against someone like this. You see the reason why I was really on it last time. There was a video I did because of some of the negative comments from some Africans. I emphasized on it that we have to drop this whole attitude of looking at our brother maybe enviously, because it is through that angle that the enemy can come. Since you don't really love the progress your brother is bringing, your brother is succeeding, everybody is praising your brother, your sister, you feel so jealous of his success. This is where the enemy will come, and this time France is the enemy we're talking about, because they are the ones that are being kicked out practically from the country of Burkina Faso. And it's so disheartening to see that his countrymen, some of them, just not because he did anything wrong, not because there is no progress in the country, because there have been lots of testimonies. We're going to go into that where we get Burkina Faso is explaining. A lot of them are grateful to the Almighty for bringing to them this very man. A lot of them are happy. But the ones, the very, very little, the few that are not happy are just those who are just envious of him. This is what I see. And the painful thing is that some of these generals around his cabinet, within his cabinet, are even those that were paid to secretly hunt him. You see, Ibrahim is just, the creator is with him. Your Majesties, this is the truth, because they have been paid to watch him closely. You know, the enemy within is even more dangerous than the one outside. And that's why the one outside can easily use the one within and succeed. Because it is the ones inside that knows you better. Now, these people knows his movement, they knows his plans, he shares his plans with it. That's to tell you the situation Traore is in. And he is still soaring to tell you that this man is God sent to the continent of Africa.
On Wednesday, the 27th of September, 2023, on national television, the government confirmed an attempted coup against President Ibrahim Traore and the transition government of Burkina Faso. The transitional government announced that a coup attempt was foiled on September 26, 2023, by the Burkinabe Intelligence and Security Services. At the moment, some military officers and other accomplices suspected of being involved in this destabilization attempt have been arrested, while others are actively being sought. The government also states that they are awaiting more details on this plot from the military prosecutor. The announcement added that they deeply regret that some Burkinabe, especially military officers whose oath is to defend the homeland, have erred in such a plot that clearly seeks to hinder our march towards sovereignty and our complete liberation from terrorist groups. The government commends the patriotic action and the strong sense of duty displayed by the defense and security forces, which made it possible to thwart this disaster. They also pay a heartfelt tribute to all our people, particularly our youth, for their unwavering and historic commitment to defending the homeland and protecting it against those who seek to take us backward into history. This marks the second coup attempt in a month and the fifth in less than a year against the Ibrahim government.
Breaking news. Revolutionary President of Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traore, lets it be known the internal African puppets must be taken out.
Captain Ibrahim Traore reflected on the country's tough road to freedom.
The route taken is difficult. We have a fight against imperialism. And imperialism is not only those who are outside, it is especially the domestic lackeys inside. There are the things we have been experiencing since day one.
Crowds gathered before the government broadcast a statement on national television in which it said an attempted coup had been foiled. The country's military prosecutor later said 4 suspects had been arrested and 2 were on the run. We got reaction from people on the streets of Burkina Faso, with many praising the incumbent government, saying in just 1 year, Ibrahim Traore has managed to put in place reforms that had failed to be implemented in the 8 years prior to his rule.
We have been encouraged by the efforts that have been made. There have been achievements that must be consolidated. Among these achievements is the equipping of our defense and security forces, and we also see progress in this war. We are convinced that we can make it to the end. We can achieve the satisfactory goals, but not right away. Because the evil is very deep, we cannot resolve this issue of terrorism overnight. The enemy is with us. He does not come from outside, but he comes from Burkina Faso.
During the previous government, we were almost in chaos. The military agreements have been denounced, resulting to the departure of the French army from Burkina Faso. The democratically elected presidents were not able to do it. The presidents who came to power through coups were not able to do it, and if he manages to do it, this will be a very important achievement.
It is a government which is characterized by a lot of hope, marked by positive points. Regarding the military aspects, it must be noted that our army has never undergone as many reforms in 40 years as it has undergone in 1 year, especially when we take the period of the terrorist conflict in Burkina Faso. Reforms which were not brought about in the army in 8 years were made in 1 year. Whether institutional reforms of the army itself, or reforms linked to logistics or recruitment methods, it is with this regime that they were implemented officially.
Traore came to power in September last year, ousting the leader of yet another coup who had seized power 8 months earlier. Many citizens welcomed his government amid rising insecurity and disillusioned by the previous government. Traore's rise to power, however, was strongly condemned by Western countries whose influence is waning in West Africa's Sahel region.
You hear that?
Majesties, that is from the end of Burkina Faso. What do you think? Because personally, I feel that the state of the country before Traore took over was so bad that things will not just dramatically or magically turn to become so good overnight, because they need time, all right? They need a lot more effort, not just from him, because when he is putting in effort and the people behind him are not supporting, there is no way that anything will work. But if the Burkinabés decide to support Traore, I believe, because the future, I believe, of course, that the future is going to be better. Mind you, Burkina Faso have always been raped all this while of their resources. And this young guy came in, he stepped in, and he knew, of course, he knew before now that something was wrong. He stepped in, hoping that things is going to be okay. Like, he knows that he's going to try his best to make things work better. But of course, it's not easy. Your Majesties, it's not going to be easy, because the state at which the country was before he even took over was so bad. And the people on the streets now testify that there's a lot more change. You remember the tomato company we're talking about, that instead of importing tomato, like this canned sachet tomato, this packed whatever, Burkina Faso should produce their own and consume it in their country. And it's a welcome idea, and they've started the process already. All right, now we also talked about the gold mine. It's going to gradually transform the country. So all those who feel that, okay, he claimed he has the ability, he should start, no, it's not going to work like this, except if you're against Ibrahim Traore. Because there's nothing that just work all of a sudden, with the twinkle of an eye, everything started gradually. There are plans that are put in place. And these are the things that Traore is doing. But the pain I have is this distraction they are trying to bring in right now. Distracting him with this whole coup and betrayers that they've planted around his cabinet. Anyway, I just hope that he's smart enough to keep fishing them out like this. And they are going to try. A lot more will still come. Because I tell you, Your Majesties, these people, the French government, they are going to depend solely on lack of love for ourselves, jealousy. These are the things they're going to depend on solely, and they're going to use it against us. This is what they've been doing for ages past. Because they knew so well that when it comes to your brother, you love less. But when it comes to an external force, you love better. This is what they do until we realize that this weakness of ours is what is bringing us down as the melanated people. Then nothing will change. Because you see a brother doing something, instead of you to help that brother to grow, you feel you can do better than that brother. All right, you keep criticizing when you yourself know that there's nothing that you can offer. Some out of just pure jealousy, some wickedness, lack of love, we end up pulling ourselves into situations that at the end, it's going to have, or it has a negative effect on the country or the continent at large. What do you think, Your Majesties? Leave your comments and thoughts there at the section, and I'll see you in my next one. Until then, love yourself, love others. Stay safe, stay positive. Always Your Majesties. Bye for now.